Hey guys, the probable cause affidavit for the arrest of Bryan Kohberger for the murders of the 4 students in Moscow, Idaho has been released, and we're going to walk through that. Before we do, let's remember that for a probable cause affidavit, the purpose is to get an arrest, not to make the whole case. So that's all it needs to accomplish, is provide the court enough information to provide this arrest warrant. The Idaho rules require that there be substantial evidence, and that evidence can be hearsay in whole or in part. So we're not talking about a courtroom level rules of evidence situation here. Basically just enough under oath to convince the judge to issue the warrant. So the affidavit starts with an account of the officer visiting the crime scene. And one of the things you find out early on is, why were they looking for a K-bar knife? They found a sheath at the crime scene that was processed and had K-bar and USMC on it. The Idaho State Lab then located a single source of male DNA left on the button snap of the knife sheath. Around 4 o'clock in the morning, one of the roommates said that she heard one of the victims say that there's someone here. They're not sure exactly who that could have been due to phone evidence. The roommate looked out the window of her bedroom, but she didn't see anything. She did say she opened her door a second time and heard what she thought was crying coming from Kernodle's room. And then she thought she heard someone say, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At 4:17 in the morning, a security camera picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. A dog can be heard barking numerous times as well. And this security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Kernodle's bedroom. The roommate opened the door for the third time after she heard crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. She described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. He walked past her as she stood in a frozen shock phase. He walked towards the back sliding glass door. She locked herself in the room after seeing the male. She didn't recognize who that person was. This leads investigators to believe this was the murderer leaving the scene. A shoe print was found. A review of video camera footage showed that a white sedan called Suspect Vehicle 1 was observed traveling westbound on the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow at 3:26 a.m. Suspect Vehicle 1 appeared on video at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 a.m. It made 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residents. For a 4th time, it entered at 4:04 a.m. When it's in front of the residents, it appears to unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn around in the road. At 4:20 a.m., it leaves at a high rate of speed, so whoever did this, they did it pretty quickly. Law enforcement determined originally this was a 2011 to 13 Hyundai Elantra, but then they modified that to it could be a 2011 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. They also have video of this car at Washington State University as well at relevant time frames. And then at 5:25, this white sedan, consistent with the description of Suspect Vehicle 1, was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman, Washington, and on WSU campus cameras. Police queried white Elantras registered at Washington State University, and they located a 2015 white Elantra, which was registered to Bryan Kohberger, hereinafter Kohberger. They did not find that his cellular phone was associated with that location, but they say obviously he could have left that behind. On December 27th, Pennsylvania agents recovered trash from the Kohberger family residence and ran that. They identified a male as not being excluded as the biological father of the suspect profile, but at least 99.99998% of the male population would have been expected to be excluded. So that's pretty damning. So that's the arrest warrant. They have some similar descriptions, a lot of vehicle evidence, a little bit of phone evidence, and some pretty compelling, at least at this point, family-based DNA evidence based on the recovery of the sheath of the K-bar knife, and the comparison of the DNA off of that to his family's DNA suggests that he is highly likely the person. Again, this is not the whole case. Obviously, from looking at this document, it was put together as rapidly as they could. It doesn't include further DNA testing of him specifically yet, at least for purposes of this affidavit that was signed on 12/29/2022. So there could be more to come out, and a lot more evidence to come out with. Is this enough to support an arrest warrant? Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at the stats in this thing and the other circumstantial evidence going on with it. Yeah. So first look at the probable cause affidavit, and we'll see what happens as this case continues to unfold. Thanks.